What if I told you there is a country where the sun almost never sets in summer, but almost never rises in winter? Can you imagine living in a place where the ground shakes from volcanoes and you can see magical lights dancing in the sky? Today, we are not just talking about facts or maps. We are going to explore what it really feels like to live in Iceland, the island at the edge of the world. You will hear real stories, learn simple but surprising facts, and find out why Iceland is called the land of fire and ice. By the end, you might see this cold, faraway country in a whole new way. But there is one big thing about Iceland that most people never expect. Stay with me, and I will tell you the secret near the end of our story. Let's get ready to discover Iceland together. Imagine a small island at the top of the world where the air feels fresh and the sky always seems bigger. That is Iceland. If you look at a map, you will find Iceland between North America and Europe, all alone in the cold Atlantic Ocean. Even though it looks tiny, Iceland has a big personality. The land is covered with green fields, dark rocks, glaciers that look like mountains of ice, and rivers that run fast and cold. Sometimes you see steam rising from the ground because hot water comes up from deep below. Iceland is a place of wild weather. In one day, it can be sunny, then rainy, then snow will fall, and suddenly you will see the sun again. The weather can change so fast that Icelanders have a saying: if you do not like the weather, just wait 5 minutes. Because Iceland is so far north, summer days are long and bright. The sun can stay in the sky for almost 24 hours. But in winter, it is the opposite. Sometimes the sun only comes up for a few hours, and the rest of the day is dark or full of soft blue light. Quick Iceland basics. Not many people live in Iceland. The whole country has fewer than 400,000 people, which is less than a small city in many places. The biggest city is called Reykjavik. Most Icelanders live there, close to the sea. People in Iceland speak Icelandic, a language that has not changed much for hundreds of years. It can sound very different from English, but most Icelanders also speak English well, especially young people. The money they use is called the Icelandic krona. People in Iceland are known for being friendly but quiet. They like to give others space and are very polite to strangers. A common way to say hello is halló or góðan daginn, which means good day. When you meet someone new, it is normal to shake hands and look them in the eye, but hugs are only for close friends or family. Icelanders are proud of their home. They love to share stories about their country, their language, and their history. Every family has stories about volcanoes, the sea, or magical creatures from old times. Day-to-day life. Imagine waking up on a cold morning in Iceland. You open your window and see the steam rising from hot springs in the distance, and maybe a mountain covered in white snow. Most homes in Iceland feel warm inside, even in winter, because the hot water from the ground is used to heat houses. Children in Iceland start their day with a simple breakfast, maybe bread with cheese or jam, and a cup of hot chocolate or milk. School starts around 8 or 9 in the morning. Children often walk or take the bus to school, even when it is snowing. At school, students learn not only reading and math, but also how to swim. In fact, swimming is so important in Iceland that almost every town has a heated pool. Kids go swimming at school and with their friends on weekends, even when it is cold outside. It feels funny at first, but the water is warm like a bath, and sometimes you can see snow falling while you swim. After school, many children join clubs or play outside. Soccer is popular, but because the weather changes so quickly, Icelanders also love indoor sports like handball. When the sun comes out, kids play outside for hours, climbing rocks, biking, or building snow forts. Icelandic families are usually small, with 2 or 3 children. On weekends, families go on trips together to see waterfalls, beaches with black sand, or even volcanoes. Dinner time is special. Families sit together and share stories about their day. Some favorite foods are fish, lamb, and a thick yogurt called skyr. On cold nights, they drink hot soup or cocoa to feel warm. Sometimes, families bake bread by putting it in the hot ground near a geyser, and the bread comes out soft and sweet. Icelanders love music, singing, and telling stories. Old stories about elves, trolls, and heroes are still popular, and some people believe in hidden people who live in the rocks and hills. On long winter evenings, families gather to read books, play games, or listen to stories from grandparents. When the northern lights dance in the sky, everyone runs outside to watch, even if it is very cold. These lights fill the sky with green, pink, and purple colors, and people say it feels magical every time. The land of fire and ice. Iceland is not just cold and snowy. It is a land where fire and ice live together. Under the ground, there are many volcanoes. Some are sleeping, but some can wake up and explode with fire and smoke. When a volcano erupts, people might see red lava flowing across the black land, or dark clouds covering the sky. But these volcanoes also make Iceland special, because they create hot springs, geysers, and warm pools. Many people relax in blue, steamy water, even when snow falls all around them. Iceland has huge glaciers, which are like slow-moving rivers of ice. Some glaciers are bigger than whole cities in other countries. They shine white in the sun, and when the weather is right, people can walk, hike, or even ride snowmobiles on top of the ice. Sometimes, big pieces of ice break off and float down the rivers, looking like blue diamonds. In summer, the sun almost never goes down. This is called the midnight sun. The sky stays light all night, and children play outside until very late because it still feels like daytime. But in winter, the days are very short. Sometimes, the sun comes up late in the morning and disappears in the afternoon. It can feel strange and a bit lonely, but Icelanders have learned to make the dark months feel warm and fun. People use special lights at home and drink hot drinks to stay happy. Families watch movies, read stories, and wait for the days to get longer again. Even though the winters are dark, many people say the best part is the northern lights, which dance in the night sky and look like magic. Amazing animals and nature. Iceland is full of animals that you might not see anywhere else. One of the most famous is the Icelandic horse. These horses are small but very strong. They can walk and run on rocky ground and even through rivers. Icelandic horses have long, thick hair to keep them warm in the cold wind. Sheep are everywhere in Iceland. Sometimes you will see more sheep than people. In summer, they walk free on hills and fields, and in the fall, farmers gather them and bring them home. Another fun animal in Iceland is the puffin. Puffins are birds with bright orange beaks. They live on high cliffs near the sea and can fly very fast. Some people call them sea parrots because of their colorful faces. Iceland is also famous for its waterfalls and hot springs. There are thousands of waterfalls, and some are taller than big buildings. People visit to feel the cold mist and listen to the loud, rushing water. The land is covered with green moss, black lava rocks, and fields of flowers in summer. If you walk quietly, you might see foxes, seals by the sea, or even whales in the ocean. The most amazing thing in nature is the northern lights. On clear winter nights, people look up and see colors moving in the sky. Some say it looks like magic curtains. Others say it is like paint moving in the wind. In Iceland, every part of nature has a story. People respect the land, the animals, and the sea because they know that everything is connected. Everyday adventures. In Iceland, adventure is everywhere, even in normal life. On weekends, families like to drive out of the city to see something special. Maybe they visit a volcano, walk on a black sand beach, or find a hot spring hidden in the mountains. Sometimes, friends meet at outdoor swimming pools, which are warm all year. They talk and laugh while the snow falls or the sun shines all night. Many Icelanders enjoy hiking. They walk on paths through green valleys, over old lava fields, or up small mountains. In summer, there are festivals with music, games, and food. People wear traditional clothes and dance in the streets. During winter, children have snowball fights, build snowmen, and slide on ice. When it gets very cold, people go inside, drink hot chocolate, and play board games together. Some foods in Iceland are different from other countries. One special dish is called hartfiskar, which is dried fish that people eat like a snack. Another is skyr, a thick yogurt that is healthy and sweet. On some days, people eat lamb or seafood, but many also try new foods from other countries. There is a funny tradition called Thorblot, where people eat old Viking foods, like shark meat, just to see who is brave. In the evenings, people enjoy telling stories. Icelanders love to talk about elves, trolls, and hidden people who live in the hills. Some people really believe in these stories and build small houses for elves in their gardens. On long winter nights, families read books or listen to stories from grandparents. They say it helps to make the darkness feel less lonely. Surprising Icelandic facts. Iceland is different from most places in many ways. For example, people do not have family names like in other countries. Most Icelanders use their father's or mother's first name, with son or daughter at the end, which means son or daughter. There are no McDonald's restaurants in Iceland. Fast food is not as popular here. Instead, people enjoy local foods and home-cooked meals. The country uses almost all its energy from nature. Hot water from the earth and strong winds help make clean electricity for everyone. Because of this, the air is very clean and the sky is clear. Internet is fast and cheap, even in small villages. People can talk to friends all over the world, watch videos, or learn new things online. Some Icelanders believe in elves and hidden people, and sometimes roads are changed or moved to avoid hurting their homes. In Iceland, everyone can visit the president's house. There are no guards, and you can even walk up and say hello if the president is home. People in Iceland are friendly and helpful, but they also like peace and quiet. They respect each other's space and care for the land and sea. The challenge of living in Iceland. Living in Iceland sounds magical, but it is not always easy. One of the hardest things is the long, dark winter. For many weeks, the sun rises late and sets early, and sometimes it stays dark almost all day. The darkness can make people feel tired, sad, or lonely. Some people even have trouble sleeping or feel like they have no energy. The weather is also a big challenge. Iceland can be very cold, with strong winds and heavy snow. Sometimes, roads close for days because of storms, and people must stay inside and wait. The weather changes so quickly that it can be hard to plan outdoor activities. If you want to go for a walk or meet friends, you might have to change your plans at the last minute. Because Iceland is an island, it is far from many other countries. Traveling to other places can be expensive and take a long time. Sometimes, ships cannot bring fresh food or goods if there is a big storm at sea. This means some things in the shops are more costly than in other countries. Living in a small country means everyone knows everyone. It can feel hard to keep secrets or have privacy. Sometimes, people wish there were more things to do or more places to visit, especially in small towns. Even with these problems, Icelanders find ways to enjoy life. They learn to accept the darkness and bad weather, and they support each other during tough times. How Icelanders overcome challenges. Even though the winters are long and dark, people in Iceland know many ways to stay happy. One big secret is spending time together with family and friends. When the sun does not shine, people meet at warm swimming pools or in each other's homes to share stories and play games. To fight the darkness, Icelanders use bright lights inside their houses. Many hang up candles or fairy lights to make their rooms feel cozy. Families watch funny movies, read books, or make music together. Some people write stories or poems or draw pictures to pass the time and share their feelings. Children play inside sports halls or join clubs for soccer, handball, or singing. This helps everyone stay active and healthy, even when it is cold outside. Teachers at school plan fun activities and teach students how to care for their minds and feelings, not just their bodies. When people feel sad because of the dark, they talk with friends or family. Icelanders believe it is important to ask for help if you feel lonely. There are also counselors at school who listen and give advice. To solve problems with bad weather, Icelanders wear strong boots, warm jackets, and thick hats. They check the weather forecast before going outside and always have a backup plan. If a storm comes, people play games, cook together, or just rest until it is safe to go out again. Because travel is expensive, many families spend holidays exploring their own country. They camp near waterfalls, visit new villages, or try local foods. Children say it is fun to find adventure close to home, even if it is raining or snowing. People in Iceland are good at solving problems and staying positive, no matter what happens. They learn to laugh at small troubles and celebrate the good days with their friends and family. A special secret of Iceland. There is something very special about the people of Iceland. Even with all the darkness, cold, and storms, Icelanders are some of the happiest people in the world. How is this possible? Many say it is because of the strong sense of community. In Iceland, people help each other, share what they have, and always look out for their neighbors. If someone's car is stuck in the snow, strangers will stop to help push it free. If a child is lost, everyone in town will look until they are found. There is a true story about a big snowstorm in a small village. The power went out and the roads closed. People could not leave their homes for 2 days. But no one felt alone. Neighbors called each other on the phone to check in. Some families shared food with people who did not have enough. When the snow stopped, everyone came outside together to clear the roads, laughing and working side by side. This is the secret of Iceland. No matter how hard life gets, people work together, and they never leave anyone behind. It is this spirit that helps Icelanders feel warm inside, even on the coldest and darkest days. So, what can we learn from the story of Iceland? Life in Iceland is not always easy, but people find ways to be happy. They enjoy small things, like hot drinks, stories, and the beauty of nature. They stay strong during the long, dark winters and celebrate together when the sun returns. Icelanders remind us that even when times are tough, we can look for the good, help each other, and make every day special. They show us that the most important thing is not the weather or where you live, but how you treat the people around you. Maybe that is why Iceland is called the land of fire and ice. There is cold, but there is also warmth, laughter, and kindness. When you remember Iceland, remember this. Even in the darkest days, you can always find light. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Ready to explore another amazing country? Click the next story on your screen and keep your English journey going.